Well, hello there. You are listening to Nellyville, the podcast. And I'm Black. Hello, Shello. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Nellyville, the podcastly place to be. I'm your host, Chanel number 5, aka Nellyville. We welcome you here. This is a lovely place, a welcoming place, a warm place. If welcome back or welcome for the first time. Either way, glad to have you here. Love to kiki, love to hang out. Thanks for rolling with us, sister. Thanks for letting us sister roll. All those things. Okay? Do not forget to check out Nellyville Reviews Drag Race. You can watch it in video form or you can catch the audio only on the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Okay? Wherever you're listening to this, you can catch it Nellyville Reviews. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, let's just jump right into the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. You know, the Grammys happened, and I have to be honest. I have completely fallen off of the train of watching the award shows. Okay, for the youngins, you missed it. You know, it really started to go downhill. I don't know. What would you guys say? By 2010, it was a wrap. It started to go down, I would say, probably after maybe '06. But I think then it just every year, and then it just took a plummet, and then really ever since COVID, it just really has not been the same. You know, we've learned how political it all is. People buying people out. It's rigged. The performances just aren't giving. The fashion isn't giving. Look, I know I'm coming in hot with a lot of negative. What I'm saying is I'm going to talk about a little bit of the highlights. But, you know, this coming from someone, babe, I didn't watch it. I can't. Now, for the Grammys, sometimes if it's a performance that I really want to see, I will go and look up the performances the next day. Okay? I'll do that. But the award shows, baby, they're just not hitting like they used to in the 90s. In the early 2000s, you know, and the clips and things that I saw from before my time looked very great. It was very grand, and I've heard good things. Okay, but here we are. So if you watched it and enjoyed it, leave in the comment section down below what your favorite part was. So, anyways, with that being said, first of all, now I know I just had a Merced. I don't be watching the little. It's not the same no more, baby. I can't be bothered. Whatever. But if anybody out there ever wants to give me a ticket, please do not hesitate to ask. If anybody out there wants to send me on a brand trip, you want me. If there's any designers out there that would love for me to go and grace the red carpets in your garments. If it's any whoever wants to sponsor me and to send Nellyville to the Grammys, baby, run me my ticket. I didn't say I didn't want to go. I'm just saying that there's other stuff on TV that I like to watch, and I like to get on TikTok and YouTube and skip to the good parts. I'ma go. Now, somebody who didn't go, who I think is some tea about this. Now, we're going to talk about this for a second, and then we'll get back into the little Grammy things that happened. But now, Tana. Now, look, this just between this don't leave her, okay? This just for us. Now, Tana got some tickets, last minute tickets to invite her to go to the Grammys. And this ain't her first time going to the Grammys. So, but she got some last minute tickets, and she gets, you know, she makes this video. She was like, man, I just got some last minute tickets. Man, I ain't got nothing planned, but I don't know, I might make it happen. So cut to a little later in the day, she posted something else and was like, well, obviously I didn't go, y'all. Da, 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 da. And everybody along with me was like, "You didn't go?" Now, yes, she's been famous for a long time. She's been there before, like we said. And she's gotten to do a lot of really fun things. And sometimes, when you feel like, you're not just going to throw anything on. And people are going to be taking pictures, videos, and stuff. You're going to be on all of the blogs, all of the podcasts, all of the magazine posts. People are going to be talking about who wore it best, who wore it worst. They going to rip you from shred to shred, from the color of your toenails to the baby hairs on your head. So I understand, like, dang, it ain't something like, girl, just throw that on. I get that part of it. But you are Tana. And I feel like this also ain't the first time somebody called you last minute, like, man, make it happen. I know, maybe you couldn't get your team, maybe everybody was booked up and stuff, but I feel like, girl, you could have went up in that closet. You could have dug something out. Wear you some shades. If you didn't have time to blend that little eyeshadow look, baby, wear you some shades on the red carpet. People do it all the time. Once you get past the carpet, baby, ain't nobody cutting to you in them seats like that. You were not a nominee. You didn't put out no music. I mean, depending on the station, yeah, they might cut to, oh, there's Tana, but do a little. It's a way to do it. But anyways, this is what I'm trying to get at, y'all. I don't think that Tana didn't go just because it was too last minute. No, I've been watching Tana for a very long time. I'm also going off of things she's been talking about recently. Lifestyle changes. There's just something more mature about her. She's growing up. She's evolving. A lot of things have changed. And I think that I think that Tana didn't go because she's with child. Now, before everybody, like I said, y'all don't go and repeat that. I don't know. This is just my guess. I have really no reason to think this other than it's just a feeling. But I just look. Like I said, I know that Tana has changed a lot, and she's been there, done that. And there will be other Grammys. There will be other awards. There will be other opportunities to do other really fun things. But I don't think Shawty changed that much. Did you didn't turn down some free tickets to the goddamn Grammy? Like, I'm I'm so sorry. And then Amari really wanted to go. I don't know if she ended up giving the tickets to Amari or what happened with them tickets, but I don't think Amari ended up going either. I can't remember, but it's given. It's given. I was thinking about going. But what I was gonna throw on, baby, the pants didn't button. It was giving. I'm trying to do a grand reveal of a gender reveal. I really ain't trying to pop out and announce to the world at the Grammys. I'm trying to have my moment. I I don't know. Her and Lil Makoa, they've been together for a while. I really like Makoa. They just put out a really cute little video where Makoa, her boyfriend, of they've been together, oh, maybe 2, 3 years now, something like that. But anyways, they just put out a really cute video where Makoa was teaching Tana how to ride a bike because nobody ever taught her to ride a bike and blah blah blah. But that was a really cute video. I do really like them together. But all I'm saying is, now y'all don't go run tell that. But all I'm saying is, if Sister Girl come out with an announcement in a few months, just know I speculate. Now, I know it's tacky and it's rude and it's, to speculate on people being with child and stuff, but this is an entertainment podcast. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. And I just, this all for fun and for games. Tana girl, love you so much. Let's go on to the next little drama that actually took place at the Grammys. And a lot happened. A lot of people that deserved awards and Grammys finally got them. Unfortunately, there was a lot of really good ones that we didn't get to see, like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo won some Grammys. I don't know if it was just Wicked or them. Anyway, something involving Wicked. Oh, well, yeah, Ariana and Cynthia specifically got Grammys. They didn't show that on TV. It was several people that, for whatever reason, they didn't show that on TV. Now y'all know a lot of people get Grammys. It's so many Grammys that are given out. There's no way they can televise everything. So you probably know someone who has a Grammy. Not to say that they hand it out like candy, but I'm just saying there are a lot of categories and they make sure to acknowledge everyone. But of course, they just show what they can on TV and. So Ariana became a 3-time Grammy winner, okay, along with Leon Thomas. Now, the reason why this is cute is because, Ariana and Leon, they go way back. Their Grammys had nothing to do with each other, obviously, but it this is Leon won 2 on Grammy night. Ariana won her 3rd, and then Leon had his first one like a couple years ago. So, they go way back. They started out on Nickelodeon together. So for them to hit number 3 on the same night, to see, some kids that, some child stars that are out here dipping and doing it and successful. And it's just really nice to see their friendship and to see, people that I grew up with out here dipping in and doing it. It was just very cute. It was a special moment. That was good. Now, they had their special moment. Now, somebody who I feel like, did not get their proper special moment was Cher. Now, I don't know what that was. So, I don't know why. I don't know who planned this. I don't know what malfunctioned. I don't know who dropped the ball. I don't know what the miscommunication was. But and I look, y'all not gonna sit up here and tell me that it was Cher's fault because, oh, well, she's a woman of a certain age. Please miss me with all that. Cher is not your typical somebody's just grandma up in a nursing home. Okay, this ball was dropped. I don't care who it was, but for you to drop the ball like that on this living legend. The reason why half of these people are sitting up in this room, like, is okay. So if you didn't see, in a nutshell, what happened was they had Cher come out to announce the winner of some Grammy category. So right in the middle of her trying to present this award, which also, because of their screw up with what they did to her, I feel like gypped SZA and Kendrick Lamar out of their moment, but we'll get to that in a second. So in the middle of she's trying to present this award, here come Trevor Noah talking about, oh, hey, here's your surprise, here's your lifetime achievement award, whatever special honorary award that Cher was supposed to be getting. Baby, they didn't do no montage. Normally they show, like a little 2-minute montage of people's career and pictures and do story. Have somebody come up and sing some Cher songs or something. She's over here, yeah, and reading off the proper. Here you go. Oh yeah, here's your lifetime achievement award, and here I'll hold it for you. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you. And just why would y'all? I don't know what the thought process was behind that. Why are we just giving this woman? That was real tacky. It was mad weird. I don't know what happened. So she's all thrown off. And then so she goes back to try to present the award and she's reading the prompter. Well, first of all, after that look, before she even got back into it, she walked off stage because she's thinking, oh, okay, my segment is done. Which I would have thought that too. I would have thought, oh, I guess they didn't actually want me to present an award. This was just like a bit to get me to come up on stage for me to actually get an award. Thank you. Bye. So then Trevor Noah's like, oh no, Cher, before you go, can you tell us who the nominees are and who won? And she was like, okay. Yeah. So she's reading the teleprompter, and then she's waiting for it to say, and the winner is. And then they're like, no, you got to open the envelope. It was a huge mess. It was very awkward. It was very stupid, and it could have been avoided. So then she opens the envelope, and because of all the chaos and just, she kind of messed up the the name and kind of was like, oh, the award goes to Luther Vandross or whatever. When she, it was for the song Luther, which by Kendrick Lamar featuring SZA. But it was just, so then I just feel like their moment was ruined because their names didn't get read correctly. But not Cher's fault. Whoever, and this is why I don't watch, because baby, I don't have time for this mess. I don't have time for this mess. Baby, get it together. Y'all operating like some little middle school talent show, baby. I don't, this, it's too much on TV to watch. Y'all want me to watch Drag Race, Traders, Pit Stop, all the 50 versions of Wicked. I gotta watch the latest. Y'all, it's too much. And you expect me to sit down and watch something that is half baked? Y'all just throwing awards at Cher like she's just some little. Oh, baby, nah, we don't. That's not how we operate around here. And then, as if that wasn't a big enough fumble, can we talk about poor Alex Warren? My God. That poor man. I feel sorry for that man. Now, if you don't know who Alex Warren is, he's the one that sings well, you've probably heard a couple of his songs, but the song that he performed and is one of his biggest hits is Ordinary, which love that song. Beautiful song. Love his voice. Love Alex Warren. He had some issues with his in-ear monitors. So, when people are performing on stage, they have those little earbuds in their ear so they can hear themselves back. Because, when you're singing in a big auditorium or something, it's hard to actually hear yourself saying. But anyways, without getting into the logistics of it all, his monitors in his ear for him to be able to hear his band and hear himself sing, they started malfunctioning and they started echoing. And you know how you're on a phone call with somebody and then you hear yourself echo? Okay, imagine that. And then but you're trying to sing. You know how annoying it is when you're talking and all of a sudden you're like, why am I echoing? Because it throws you off because you're hearing yourself back, but you're trying to think at the same. That's so think about how annoyed and frustrating it is when you're echoing or the person you're talking to is echoing and you frustratedly hang up and say, call me back. Imagine that, but you're trying to sing live. You can't start over. Like, at a concert, sometimes that'll happen. And then the artist will say, hold on, run it back. Let's start from the top. Sometimes that'll happen at a concert. Baby, you can't do this. This is live. Just got to keep going. This is your mom. I don't know if this has to be his first time performing at the Grammys. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I think it's his first time. But anyways, that's a lot of pressure. It's already very stressful, but it messed him up. But he ended up recovering. I mean, he handled it like a pro, but you could see on his face, man, he was stressing. And you know how mad I would be. You know how embarrassed I would be. And I'm like, who is running this? Did y'all just go to the local high school and say, hey, who in your communications department is available? Who in the drama club wants to come volunteer and operate the Grammys? Like, what was going on? And I didn't even watch it. These are just the things that I've just picked up on just strolling through social media and heard through the grapevine and whatever else. But it sounds like it was a mess, honey. Now, I heard some positive things, but damn. But anyways, what I also was going to say about Alex Warren, baby, I didn't know that that man was from Hype House. Now, if you're like, what the hell is Hype House? Okay, look, go back, not all the way back to 2016, but go back a few years. And if you still don't know what I'm talking about, if you got anybody in your household who is a Gen Z or maybe a slightly younger millennial, if you got like a teenager or early 20s in your household, go ask them. They'll tell you all about it. But anyways, a few years ago, YouTubers used to have these content houses. And that kind of got started with Jake Paul. Remember, he had Team 10 and had all the little influencers and stuff would live in a house together and they would make this content and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Jake Paul kind of started years ago, right? Wow, I'm really saying years ago about Jake Paul. Oh my God, this is. Oh God. Anyways, so fast forward to like, you know, like 2019, 2020, some years ago, whatever. Hype House was created. And that's gonna be, y'all know who Charlie D'Amelio, right? Dixie D'Amelio, the little girls, the little renegade girl, not the black girl who actually created the renegade dance, but the little white girl who kind of got who made the dance blow up, the renegade. Y'all remember renegade. Y'all know the TikTok girls, and then Lil Huddy. Who else was in there? Your boy Lorray was in it. Anyways, I didn't know that Alex was from the Hype House. But I'm naming all these people and I'm thinking about the people in it. Addison Rae. A lot of those people in the Hype House have gone on to have really, really nice careers. Noah Beck, damn, maybe it was something maybe it was something to that little Hype House. But anyways, I didn't know that this boy was from here. I just thought he was a singer, came and just popped up, and I'm thinking, dang, you was all up in that Hype House. So you never know. It Baby, the entertainment and the influencer industry is so saturated. Just you never know how people are connected. But anyways, bless your heart. Look, Alex, you did a great job. And then you recovered well, and if nothing else, it shows how professional you are, and I think it will lead to more bookings for you because it shows that you are a true performer, because some people might have just ran off stage. Who knows? Speaking of running, no, I don't even know. I don't have a segue for this, and I'm about to jump ship off of the Grammy thing. I've said enough. But this is just kind of something different that I wanted to say. And I guess it could tie into Happy Black History Month. I guess let's just say Happy Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to send a message to people to embrace your culture. I know we just talked about some little white girl who got famous off of Black Girls Dance, but anyways, we're not talking about that. Charlie, we love you so much, girl. You look, she wasn't trying to steal the Black Girls Dance. She saw it. That's what TikTok is. You see somebody do something and you do it, and you can't help the way the numbers and algorithm work out. I'm not trying to throw no shade to Charlie, but anyways, the point is, I had this not an epiphany, but a reminder, if you will, to really embrace your culture. Now, I think I might be, I don't know how the younger generations under me are, but I know that I'm kind of the cutoff where we are super aware of code switching. I think that the younger people are a little more comfortable in my skin, you know what I'm saying? They're a little more unapologetic about, walking in their truth, if you will. And I think that And I don't know that it's really a boomer thing, the switch. I think the code switch comes more from maybe a really young boomer, but I think the code switching thing, the master class on that, I think that they really came from Generation X. I think that they're the ones that mastered it. Because I feel like boomers and older people were very much like turn that shit off, like blend in, be as professional as possible, be as whitewashed as possible. And not even just a black thing, I think just in all brown, black and brown communities, it was just very much like, we do this in this household, and maybe not even there. Like, y'all know people whose parents raised them like they are white. And that's why you have so many people that, they're just so disconnected from their actual culture. And that's why you have a lot of, you know, I know, well, I was trying to tie it into Black History Month, but still, inclusivity for everybody. That's why you have a lot of, you know, immigrant children who do not know how to speak Spanish or whatever their Indian tongue is, whatever their home language is, they don't know because their parents didn't want them to teach them, because their parents wanted them to just kind of blend in society, and older people did that. Then you get to Gen X, where they were like, yeah, I do want to get ahead, but also I should be able to get ahead without completely why am I gotta whitewash myself like this? Like, this shit is crazy. Especially when we are the standard, we're the blueprint, and we see everything we do, they take it. Because by the time when Gen X is coming up, they have MTV, you have more access, you have more media was starting to pop up, you had a little more history, you had a little bit, and things changed. It was different, and they kind of saw where it's like, well, dang, we did something. Our people, society and stuff says that, that's ghetto, or that's not cool, or that's unprofessional. But then go let some little white group do it, little white person do it. Oh, now it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, nobody talks about Soul Train like that except for black people. But people love American Bandstand. You know what I'm saying? People always want to talk about Elvis, and not to knock that man's talents, but where did Elvis actually get the stuff from? So, anyways, the point is, by the time you get to Gen X, they were like, I just don't feel like we need to wait for a white person to do it and be like, okay, now and so you had some pushback. Okay. And then so you have these younger boomers and these Gen X parents who raise their kid to code switch, and to really embrace all things that are, and I will speak for American culture specifically, to embrace all things that are American, and not just try to blend in, try to get by, don't draw attention to yourself. Know where you come from, and really, what I'm saying? Like, don't be ashamed. Like, that's cool. So, anyways, then you have millennials who are like, we were raised by these people, so we're perfect. We love black things. We love our, Latinx things. We love our whatever our, subculture is, or our main culture. Like, we know these things. We speak the languages. We listen to the music. We do the things. But we will, time and place, time and place. We don't hide who we are, but time and place, right? Anyways, sometimes I find myself, I'm like, well, is it the time? Is it the place? And what got me thinking about this? Because we all need reminders, Look, I was born in '91. I grew up in a world where, you know, Oh no, shit. We gonna have to make a whole nother podcast because what I'm gonna say, you gonna be like, really, you know, you went on this whole thing just to say this. We gonna have to do another dedicated episode because we're already 30 minutes in. But I love to wear a hair wrap. Now I'm not now I'm so sorry. Embrace your culture and all this other kind of stuff. I do not like, I won't say hate because it's a strong word and I don't like to use that word, but I despise when people wear their bonnets out in public. It gets on my damn nerves. And Monique said it a few years ago, and she called mad heat for that. But she wasn't wrong. And look, everybody has full autonomy over their body. You want to wear your bonnet, whatever, dog. But I like a decorative head wrap. You know, I love a head wrap. I love a stylish. I love a fashion scarf. I like a bandana. Now you gotta be look. That's the code switching thing. I love a bandana, but don't just be doing any old color, any old word. You got to be, like, keep it 100. You know. But I love a decorative scarf. And I really love the pinup girl look. I love like a African, you know, inspired thing. I love a bodega baddie type of tease. Like I love but I just love a updo. I love a Lucille Ball. I love you know what I'm saying? How you can wrap your hair up and then you do the little wispies with the bangs and stuff. I love that look. It's very easy and it looks very well. But now, however, comma, I know that there are gonna be some spaces that may feel about the head wraps and the scarves the way I feel about bonnets. And so I I don't know. I'm particular about when and where I will wear them. But anyways, so twice in within a couple days of each other, when I had this up, you know, I go into this pizza first. No, first was the first time I have it. I went into like a store or something, and this lady who I assumed to be Latina. I could be wrong, but I believe this was a Latina woman of some kind of Hispanic woman. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you are so pretty. I love your hair. I love, you know," and it was genuine. It wasn't one of those, you know, sometimes other cultures be trying too hard to make you feel well. This was just like a genuine like, "Oh wow, that looks really cool. You look really great." I was like, "Oh, thank you, whatever." Then cut to, I go into this pizza place like you know, the next day, a couple days later, and this white guy who, you know, was working the register or whatever, he was like, "Wow, your hair is really cool." He was like, "That scarf's really cool. Your hair is really cool." And it was a genuine thing. And the guy I would place probably early 30s, and then the girl, the lady I would place probably early 20s. And you know, it was not performative. It was just one of those where it was like, "Oh, cool shirt. Love that." And I don't know. I just started, and I not to brag myself, but when I wear my hair like that, I do get a lot of compliments. I'm just saying, 'cause if not, baby, I know how to wrap a scarf. Let me tell you something. Do my little puff on top, my bank, baby. You can't tell me nothing. That is my look. That is a signature. That is a staple. I will not be told. Everybody's got their staple signature look, baby. That is mine. Has been for years. Okay, before Sabrina Carpenter was doing it. Okay, that was me. Before Rihanna, before all of before these people started making this shit cool, baby. I've been doing this for years. Okay, check the receipts. This has been my go-to. Anyways, it was just that little thing that kind of got me to thinking. It was just like, why did I regress to this thing where I felt like the head wrap thing needed to be a time and a place thing? And I don't know if it's like a trends shift. I don't know if it's just residual old school thinking that somehow triggered back up. I don't know if it's the political climate, and that's probably what it is because everyone is a target. No, really, no matter what you look like, and even though that's something that's very small, but I don't know. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I'm I'm really reaching and stretching here, but the main thing that of all of this is just embrace your culture. Just get to the point where we can just normalize these things, be it, in the black community wearing head wraps and scarves and things. If it's in the Indian culture, wear your bindis. You know how they wear the little jewels and the little dots and stuff in the middle of the fort. Wear that, man. Put that shit on, man. If you're whatever you are, just put that on, man. Whatever it is. I just I don't know. We've come so far. We cannot go back. We can't go back. But anyways, I was like, well, let me just share that because you might be adjusting something that it just doesn't need to be adjusted. You might be thinking too deep about it when either nobody's really gonna give a damn or somebody might think it's really cool. So don't hold back from wearing and doing the things that you really love. Like if you look, baby, if you feel like you want to go get tattoos on your face, like if you want to go get lip injections from here to the moon, baby, do you. Now that's not necessarily a cultural thing, and I know some people like tattoos on the face. Now I would never, but you can give tattoo face makeup, cover it up. But yeah, we put so much stock in the exterior. I mean, but also that's a double-edged sword. You could go out here and have all the cosmetic surgery. You can go out here and be dripped in Louis Vuitton and wear nothing but designer. You can go out here and dress like you're from the 80s all the time. You can do all that, but just know not everyone is going to be on the same page. But the point is, you got to get it to a point where you like what you're wearing. If you want to go out here and get a Jerry curl, baby, get that damn Jerry curl. You know, if you're thinking about starting a lock journey, baby, go out here and get them locks. What you waiting on? You tired of waking up in the morning and spending 3-4 hours on your hair, baby? Get them locks. If you want to shave your hair off, shave it off. These wigs out here looking great. You shave it off and you realize that was a mistake. Maybe your hair's a little lumpy. You're not comfortable with it. Go ahead and get you a little kitty cat. Cause you like, dang, Chanel, what am I adhere my wig to if I don't have no hair? Baby, they got all kind of wig glues and bonders and it ain't gonna go nowhere. You can figure it out. They even got these wigs that come with the headband. Snatch it off when you get in the door. Throw that shit on, snatch it off. Whatever you want to do. If you like somebody who like to sunbathe, to my little to the little Connors and little Beckys out there, baby, maybe you live in the Nebraska and you don't want to be pasty. Maybe maybe pale doesn't speak to you, baby. Go get the look. Now be safe. Don't nobody go out here and get skin cancer. But baby, get the little Jennifer Lopez glow, Jergens glow stuff, and man, rub it on. They got some nice suntan lotions, not the ones that we was wearing in middle school when we was all orange. We won't talk about that. That's also another conversation. But yeah, you want to be tan, man, do that. Life is short. You gotta present yourself to the world that makes you most confident, because it's the only way you are gonna get through this mud. You have to when you put on what you really want to put on, when you really feel your fantasy, when you wear all the earrings, when you put your nose ring in, you get you a tongue ring, when you put on the stiletto, or if when you take the stiletto off and put on a Reebok. When you put on what you really want to put on, put the hair gel in. If you want to bring back blonde spike tips like it's 2000, do it. That confidence booster, and you have to put on your armor. You have to put on that arm, whatever it is for you that's gonna make you feel like the best version of yourself. Baby, when you do it for real and really walk in your truth, baby, you ain't worry about nobody who don't get it. They gonna see it, they be like, it's something about them. You gonna walk different. You gonna stand upright. And if you don't like it, change it. Trends change. You don't have to stay the same. Maybe you did love it last year. Now you like, I don't like this shit. This is ugly. They done sat up here and told y'all to stop wearing them skinny jeans, and y'all done went out here and bought these wide leg pants. Now the skinny jeans is coming back. But if you want to keep wearing the wide leg, you can do that. Are y'all picking on what I'm putting down? I feel like I'm giving you enough examples. And I think that at 41 minutes in, I think that this quote is the best thing to sum all of this up in a nice little bow. And I will leave you with this. We are all born naked, and the rest is drag. RuPaul, everybody. Peace out. Bye.